in the paddock with Alex and Taki, and today I'm going to introduce you to Meg and Kurt W. I won't even try to attempt to say their last name, but it's
easier than Greek though.
It's Wubben. So just well, what is the last name?
Wubbenhorst.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wubbenhorst. That's easy.
I still don't say
Okay,
it right.
Kurt and Megan.
It's worse than mine.
Wubbenhorst. No, that's so easy actually. Okay, all right. So you guys are sort of unique. Well, not really, because there is another couple I hear that's at these NASA events, right?
I think there's a few.
Couple.
I think there's a
There's
few.
a few. Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting more. It's great.
We're unique in that we have two incredibly young kids. Like she literally went from doctor cleared her after giving birth to let's get in a race car.
Yeah, that's well, let's find out a little bit more about that. So how did you guys get? You guys just busted on the scene this year, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happened? How did that come about?
2 years ago, I got invited to a autocross at Lime Rock, which is like kind of, it's not really autocross.
With the cones and everything.
With they have like a little infield course
Yeah.
up the hill, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. So the next year, we had a F80 M3, and Meg was pregnant literally the whole year. And I went to like five or six track days between NASA and HOG.
And you left Meg home?
I left Meg home.
Okay.
And I went with a bunch of buddies, but the whole time I was like, Meg, you're gonna love this. We've been together for 20 years. She was a dancer professionally, I was a musician professionally. We're not performing anymore. We missed that like butterfly feeling.
Adrenaline.
So
performing.
So once she got cleared, we had Viola, our second daughter, in August. Once she got cleared,
November.
we rented the same autocross course for our real estate team to do like an event, and she was like, this is great. So we literally sold the car, bought a car that we already sold. We bought a black E36 and started here in March together.
Wait, which March?
This
past March?
This past
Oh
March.
my God, it feels like
It was in DE1.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Meg was
you
in
both
DE1.
started NASA at the same time.
We started NASA in a race car at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
she was
using
in
the
DE1.
same car, sharing
Yeah.
the car. Okay.
I was in one, she was in two.
No, you were in one.
I was in one.
No, I was in one. You
were in one, I was in two. She progressed really quickly.
I went from 1 to 3, and he was still in 2.
Yeah, I was still in 2, so I've been lagging behind.
But
so,
now he's in 3.
So once she got moved up to 2, we were like, well, we just need 2 race cars at this point.
So it's hard on the car, first of all, to share.
Yes.
It was really tough on the car.
Did you guys get into some kind of argument or fight where it was like, we need to have 2 cars, or it was just...
We're weird. We do everything together. We've always had like pair cars. When we had the F80, we had 2 matching signal green F80 and F82, his and hers. We've always kind of been that way, so it wasn't...
You always had an E46 M3, and I always had an E36 M3. That was like our pair. We always had that. And then we sold those, got the F80, F82 in signal green, then sold one of those.
So special. I think I might just cry.
I always wanted a Dakar yellow E36. It was always what I wanted.
There was one that got away in New York.
Yeah.
We almost bought it like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, right after we got married.
Not a race car.
Not a race car, but we almost bought it, and she is mad that we didn't. And so now, when the opportunity
here we
now.
are.
In March, you started with the first DE event.
Yep.
Dave Gilbert was my instructor.
And then
Here.
when did you guys buy this car? So,
We bought this in May of this year.
May of this year. So a couple months after.
A couple months after.
So we had the 2 cars.
and
Then we
this
had to
is-
get a bigger trailer.
It's a straight race car, right?
Straight race car.
Okay, so that is actually not very easy to do. So tell us about the car.
Yeah, you don't want me to tell you about the car. I couldn't even tell you what tires were on.
So
I just drive it.
It's a.
We're gonna have to work on that with Meg because that is not a good
I'm
representation for
faster.
the women.
I'm
all right?
faster, so it doesn't matter.
That's
at
it.
this point.
She's faster than Kurt. We don't care how the car
I can learn that
set
stuff
up.
later. I can learn that stuff later.
So cool thing about this car. Now, since I'll
Yes, we'll
make it
pan
easy for
over
you.
to.
Cool thing about this car is that Sam Hole, who was the previous owner, and Eric Magnuson, who owns Mainline, did a bunch of work to it. This was kind of a lot of R&D, a lot of experimental stuff. So there's a lot of like different aero done to it. Obviously, wide body is not a new thing, but there's a lot of variations of. Oh, you want me to open that? There's a lot of variations of things they did.
I had a little racing incident. Not really racing, but
Yeah, and it makes the trunk really hard to open. So thanks for the heads up, Taki. So anyway,
So how much does it weigh? Do you know how much it weighs?
I have no idea. It's probably like in the 2700.
How about horsepower? Do we know?
240.
240 horsepower at the wheel.
Yep.
Okay. And what kind of suspension are you running?
MCS two-way remotes.
Excellent. Meg, do you know what a two-way remote suspension is? All right.
Not a chance.
Okay, we might have to edit that.
Not
out
a
of
chance.
the
I
video.
will learn, and I am learning.
I'm also what you would refer to as a non-technical. So the real answer is we just say, hey, Eric, can you set this up? And that's about as far as we
It's always good to know your limitations, but to know where you can get the information.
I did do the tape after she hit the wall at turn 7 of the Glen.
I didn't hit the wall.
Okay, you kissed it.
Kissed the wall.
So a little bit of tape. There's actually some zip ties. No E36 is complete without zip ties.
There is a lot. You know, Taki's really good. He can build anything with zip ties.
Yeah.
But yeah, and duct tape and zip ties.
It's a BMW owner thing. You must have zip ties.
The zip ties.
You have to. Those fly off. You know how many of those I lost in the city?
What?
So anyway, Meg would love the Wu-Tang logos removed from the vehicle because Meg doesn't know 3 Wu-Tang Clan rap songs, but we will eventually
But they're staying on there just as, you know,
Next year,
paying homage to
yes.
Sam Hall. Well, what about, how about
Sam's been great. Sam was a great previous owner. He's been really helpful for us, like owning this car. So
what about the Aero? You know, I see it,
slightly fakaked, as they would say.
but it still works.
It still works.
It's broken in.
So, you know, big splitter, big wide body. We're on 285s, which is pretty big for a E36. Big brake kit.
Yes, what brakes are you running? Any specific brakes?
Stop techs.
Stop techs.
That I knew.
And it's the MK60 brake module. So it's from the E46. So it's got actually all 4 corners as part of the ABS. Which is
How
really
about
nice.
the wing? It's a Zebulon.
Yeah,
I
Zebulon,
see.
big old honking wing, a lot of downforce.
How about the safety in the car? Can you tell us about? You got a full cage.
Full
half
cage, yeah, full cage, fire suppression, you know, the works. The seat's way too big for Meg. Seat cushions because Meg is too small.
Cushion and
Oh,
towel.
So
That's
very,
okay.
very
We might
tight.
have to. Maybe we can get Meg a seat that fits her.
There's an AccuSump oil sump in the middle too, so you don't oil starve the motor.
Oh, and it even has a cool shirt all ready for you once you get into.
When I tell you we bought it and just took it to the track, I mean it.
Yeah, so AccuSump, oil sump. Basically, you'll never oil starve the motor. Cool shirt. It works.
Yeah. Very nice. What's your best advice? Maybe for women who might want to do this.
Well, if you can do it with someone, that is always fun. I would say for me, I liked going into a not street car. Not the street car that I drove every day, because it feels like a totally different experience, and then I'm not getting in my street car trying to like hit an apex on like a highway or something. So for me, I liked having a dedicated like car just for driving at the track.
Okay.
Because it felt separate.
What do you think we can do to get more women at the track?
I would love to get more women here. That we just need to find a bunch of women and just bring them to like an autocross day, do ride-alongs. I think they think it's probably scarier. At least that's the feedback I've gotten from my friends. It's like, oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
It's not actually scary.
Do you feel like it's a man's world here? I mean, do you feel comfortable?
At NASA, I feel super comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I love it here. There's a lot of women here, actually. Comparatively to some of the other like groups, there's a lot of women here, which we love.
So maybe we will, maybe just even this video will inspire somebody.
Yeah.
So I see another car parked right behind you.
There's another
What is
car.
that?
We had his and hers.
His and hers.
The his and hers. So obviously that's a great segue into another video. So stay tuned
See you next week.
on Alex and Taki in the paddock, or the other way around.
We got a new. Yeah, I'm gonna get you a jingle. Meg and I are gonna.
They're gonna brand us. But anyway, thank you.
Sweet.